club. Top striker, you're seeing the game is on our screens. How do you think they are faring on that Tottenham? Are they attacking? Are they playing attacking mindedly? Are they playing defensively? How so far are they playing what we are seeing now under Jose Mourinho?
Well, I think they are coming all out to play. From the formation, you see Lucas Moura from the flanks. I think there's one player who's going to enjoy regular playing time under him is Lucas Moura. People questioned Pochettino's continual keeping of this guy on the bench after what happened in the Champions League semi-final against Ajax. The final, despite the fact that Harry Kane was not fit to play, you still kept this guy on the bench and had to go with Harry Kane. And Dele Alli and Son Heung-min and Moura are just behind Harry Kane. It shows you intent. I was telling someone yesterday that I will not be surprised if Eric Dyer returns back to the starting lineup. Okay. Yes, we know how Mourinho likes the physical players, the Ndombeles of this world, the Sissokos of this world. But of course, he also has to win the players over. He has to romance them, bring them to himself. And I think, like we always say, the next time maybe he doesn't go to the press conference and keep saying things like, the players that play today, they are not my players, and all those manner of comments. But he has to win them over. Davinson Sanchez is partnering to be out of red at the defense, and so Ben Davies starts, and you have Serge Aurier also there. So they are coming all out to attack. They had a goal already at the back of the net, which was ruled out for offside Harry Kane. And so you expect him. In fact, the team, ironically, that Mourinho has won the most game in the Premier League ever in his career is none other but Tottenham Hotspur 13. He's won 13 against them. In the 16 times he has faced West Ham, out of the 16 times he has played them, 11 times he has won against them. Yeah. So there's a whole lot going for him into this game. Ironically, what a coincidence. Last three Tottenham managers, their first game in charge have been against West Ham. But that's talking about this man, what's his name? Tim Sherwood and Tim Sherwood and Pochettino. Mourinho happens to be the third one. Their first game in charge of the club happens to be against West Ham. And Mourinho has always had a great start in his start when it comes to a new club in England. When at Chelsea, his very first game was against Man United. Of course, Ido Gunjohnson was the man who gave him the only goal. When he went to Man United, it was who? It was that man. What's his name? Ibrahimovic against Bournemouth, and there are rumors that they want to bring him back. Despite the fact that AC Milan are offering him huge money to come over there. So I think it's a whole lot. I'm just wondering, West Ham are playing at home, the Olympic Stadium. What happens if Tottenham loses this match? The naysayers of Mourinho will take to the press, will take to their Twitter account and start tweeting. People are already saying he's not a man for the job. Now the question is, let me not overflog it. I think with time we'll talk about it. But the question is, what does Tottenham really want?
Okay.
Do they want a long-term project? Is it a developmental project? And if they do, is Mourinho demand for that kind of project? If they think Poch have taken us to that height where we have gotten to, now it's not time for us to start hugging the silverwares. If you bring a Mourinho, we can say yes, he's the man for the job. So if you,
I think that's where they are.
I think you have to come out from where the muddy water where they are first, because Poch left them in a muddy water. They are 14th on the table.
That's
14 points.
That's just a short span.
See, let's not forget, as we speak at the moment, the rancor in the dressing room is still there. Talking about, as long as they still have Ventogen and Eriksen there, these two guys, already even starting. Now he's saying he might change his mind to sign a new contract. Lloris's case is that of he's injured for now.
No, the contract as well. His contract situation is also...
Everything can be resolved, but the major culprit when it comes to this backroom problem in the dressing room, has to be Eriksen and Ventogen. How do you convince them to sign a new contract? If according to Eriksen, is saying from the reports coming out from the Tottenham Stadium, is that he's still not hell bent on moving on. Yeah. So he said, they asked him, "Are you going to buy players?" He said he's happy with the players he has at the moment. I told someone, the first job Mourinho has to do is to convince these players to stay. Yeah. Now, how do you convince these two guys to stay when there's already a rancor and it involves a woman? Talking about Ventogen and Eriksen. So if he puts these things together before he starts bringing out someone in January, good thing if Zlatan wants to come now, he's a free agent, he can come at any time. So, but I think there's a whole lot of projects at the moment. How do you get the dressing room rolling again before you now venture into? He said going for the trophy this season is out of it. Talking about the Premier League trophy, and let's just wait and see how this whole thing plays out. But I think the question is, if they think he wants to continue from where Pochettino left off, is he the right man for the job? They might not play the Pochettino way. They will have to play the Mourinho way. Mourinho may have to reinvent his game. Now we are asking, what has he learned? So I think there's a whole lot of questions to ask as it concerns Mourinho and Tottenham Hotspur.
now I'm going to ask that question that he just, scrubbed a little bit. Has he actually learned from his previous mistakes he made?
I think it's too early to say that. He's not even played.
He's saying so.
He's not even played 90 minutes yet. So I think it's too early to know if he's learned from that. I think maybe by the end of the month, or even by the end of 2 months now, we should be able to catch a glimpse of what he's been able to change, if at all he's changed anything. But if you're expecting Mourinho to change his style, like I said, a star that has won you over 3 dozen titles, you can't change that. I think you have to stick with that.
It doesn't mean it's his playing style. Probably his man management skills or how he handles things
like
in
I said,
the back.
That's something that has to change. It must change. If he wants to be successful at Tottenham, you must change that. But I think this season, what he has to do, basically, what he was brought into Tottenham to do, the immediate job he has to do, of course, like Top Striker said, is to stabilize the team. Those that are not happy, try to make them happy. Use your big status to calm those nerves. It should be big enough to be able to convince Eriksen and Rian to be able to stay put at the club, because perhaps that's what Levy was thinking Pochettino has lost, that he'd lost the father figure. He was no longer big enough to convince the players. The players had grown bigger than the coach, and he could no longer talk to them to keep them at the club, something which I don't buy into anyway. But I think for Mourinho now, he knows his work is quite cut out for him. Win trophies.
Okay.
But Daniel Levy, you'll be thinking at this point, we've built our stadium. But we've gotten to the Champions League final last season. We've pushed for a Premier League title. I think this should be the point where we should win something, at least, even if it's an FA Cup. I mean, it's been a long while, over 2 decades now.
That they won FA Cup. That's their first. That was their first.
2008. That was even the Carling. That was the Carling Cup, not the FA Cup. So
then it was the
back then it was the Carling
the Carling Cup. Then
that's
so
on the one the Ramos.
Yeah, it's been a really long time.
And they beat Chelsea in the final.
yeah, they did. So I think for Mourinho, he just needs to come in and bring back that the trophy. And he's a specialist in doing that, whether you like him or not. He went to Manchester United, despite having a bad season by his standards. He won trophies. He won the FA Cup. He won the Europa League. Something Arsenal hasn't even been able to achieve under the specialist of the Europa League himself. So I think all he needs to do is go there, get the trophies, get Tottenham to the level where Daniel Levy is thinking they are now.
Okay.
They should be a big team, because he's thinking they've passed that phase of growing up from the average team they were to becoming a strong team in Europe, one of the big sides in Europe. He's thinking they have gotten to that stage. And when you get to that stage, you need a big manager to be able to talk these boys up, to know that they can win trophies. Perhaps he was thinking Pochettino wasn't the man, but Mourinho will have to change a lot in the Tottenham setting correctly to be able to achieve that. The players he's got, I think they are good enough to win him at least something. They're out of the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup this season, so it's practically impossible for him to win anything this season. So I think his only chance, which is very slim, is the Champions League. I don't see that one happening as well, and the Premier League is almost good as out. So I think he should be building for next season, win trophies. But for this season, all he has to do is settle the nerves, try as much as possible to keep Eriksen. If he can't keep Eriksen, get somebody who will be good enough to step into the shoes of Eriksen for Tottenham. And of course, keep the players happy, give them that winning mentality, which is very important. Nobody cares about the style. I don't think if Tottenham cared too much about the style, like Arsenal did, they would have bothered about bringing in Mauricio Pochettino. All Tottenham needs at this point is to win trophies. Trophies is all they are lacking. They've got, the organization, they've got the structure now, they've got a big stadium to match. So all they need now is